You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You are moving into a land of both shadow and substance, things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the shift.
What up, family? My name is Chris Ramsey, and welcome to The Shift. Once again, thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking around, guys. You guys are super cool. Before we get into anything, I want to announce some winners. And I say winners because we sort of collaborated with Telmo Trenado, who's got his own YouTube channel. And the winner for his contest is Irving Castillo, or Castillo. Irving Castillo, contact us through Facebook if possible. If not, just write us a message here if you can. And we'll get a prize out to you as soon as possible. So for our contest, we also had a contest going on, and we asked you guys to sort of just talk about the review, or sort of talk about the tricks that I reviewed, and we'd pick a winner. So the winner for this week is Sean Mullins. So thank you, Sean, for participating. Thanks to everybody for joining in. And Sean, get us your info through Facebook, and we'll have a prize sent out to you ASAP. For this week's contest, we simply need you guys to name your favorite magic creator, whoever that is. Do that in the comments below, and we'll pick one of you to win this week's prizes. Let's get into the deal. This week we got two things on the plate. We got Game by Luke Jermay, and we have Deranged by Sankey, Jay Sankey himself. So two of these products. I didn't have a chance to go out and film a performance of Deranged, unfortunately, but I did perform it, and I will talk about that. But I did have a chance to perform Game on camera. So you know what, let's start with Deranged. I'm just going to pop up a clip of Jay Sankey himself performing Deranged, and then we can talk about the effect after this.
8 pieces of a cut postcard featuring Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa are handed out to be closely examined. A spectator selects one of the pieces, and a folded prediction is introduced. Another spectator is asked to hold the remaining pieces behind their back and give them the ultimate fair shuffle, mixing their order and also randomly turning them over. But when the spectator slowly deals the pieces onto the table and the prediction is unfolded, it perfectly matches the selected piece. Even more impossibly, it also matches the exact arrangement of the remaining 7 pieces.
So the effect is a mentalism effect, where first off you get your spectator to choose one of these cut up pieces of a postcard. So this is a postcard of Mona Lisa. They choose one of the pieces, we put that aside, an open prediction is placed also to the side. The remainder of the pieces is shuffled behind their back and really turned face up, face down, completely mixed up. When they bring it forward, the pieces are spread on the table. The prediction is revealed to not only sort of predicted the piece that you've chosen to begin with, but it's also predicted in what order the rest of the pieces are presented, so whether they're face up or face down. I know it sounds convoluted when I talk about it, but it really is a simple effect. I think this effect is a super wicked way of performing a sort of interactive mentalism, commercial mentalism trick. And I think that's what Jay sought out to do with this trick, and I think he did really, really well. Obviously, Jay Sankey, being the creative mind that he is, in this DVD you get so many different ways of either presenting it or possibly presenting it. He teaches some ways of doing it sort of off the cuff with writing down the predictions. So there's many ways you can perform this effect. The one that I prefer, I think, is the one that you just seen, where the pieces can be examined at first, placed behind the spectator's back, mixed up, brought forward, and the prediction matches the order or the sequence of the cut up postcards. He justifies using Mona Lisa because he says people, are obviously fascinated by faces, which I think is really relevant. He says also he ties into the fact that Mona Lisa's smile is the most mysterious thing because we're not sure if she's smiling or what she's smiling about. And so that can tie in very easily to some patter that you might want to prepare. I really like this effect. I think if you want to get away from doing a card trick at a gig and getting into something a little bit more interactive that involves something everyone's familiar with and stay sort of on the mentalism side, this is such a great trick. It plays really big, and I'm sure you could even involve 2, 3, 4 spectators in the mixing process. You can really make this an interactive trick, so I think it's a really great trick. Once you figure out the method, I'm positive that you can not only use something else, but you can really change around the routine or adapt it to your own style. So good job as always by Jay Sankey. Very concise, very well taught effect. Really nothing bad about. Really Zunamanara. So there. Deranged, Jay Sankey, check it out. Next up, we have an insane effect by the crazy creative mind of Luke Jermay. I was fortunate enough to be in Blackpool during Luke's lecture in this huge, gigantic hall, which was amazing, and it was jam-packed. He was teaching things that blew not only my mind, but I think the minds of everyone in that room. So without further ado, let's look at my shoddy performance of his amazing effect. I could never do it justice as much as he could, but let's watch that clip and I'll talk more about it after this. Hi Annie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good. I was actually at a poker game the other night, and my misfortune, I made a baby cry the other night with the hand that I had, because it was so close to being one of the greatest hands I've ever had. But I was missing that one card. Hopefully your luck will be a little better than mine. Could you give those cards a mix?
Yep.
And just to be fair, before we mix them up, I'm just going to show everybody that this is indeed a normal deck of cards. Go ahead and shuffle those up. Very good. Now you're happy with that?
Yep.
You were the one who shuffled these up.
Yep.
Yeah. As I was saying, we were 2 players in this game. Okay. So let's say it's me and you.
Okay.
But like I said, I wasn't as lucky as you were, or as you might be. You see, I had that hand, and I was really hoping for that one card, but it never actually came, and that's where I was really kind of disappointed and lost my fortune. See, I had the 10, the Jack, the Queen, and the Ace of Hearts. And remember, there were 2 of us, right? So let's say this is your hand, because I feel that you're going to be a little more lucky than I was. So I would be dealt the top card. You mix this up, correct?
Yeah.
So go ahead and deal me the top card. This would be my card.
Okay.
And so that would be yours?
Yep.
Go ahead and deal that. As you see,
I'm lucky.
as you see, and had you shuffled a little more or a little less, the cards would be completely different.
Next time I play poker, I'm gonna call you.
Yeah, you should. Thank you so much.
What do I win?
What do you win? Yeah. We'll discuss payment terms off camera. Thanks for your time, Annie.
Thank you.
So that was my performance of Game by Luke Jermay. What an astounding effect. Basically, this is Luke's interpretation of Di Vernon's trick that cannot be explained. The main difference, and probably the biggest difference, he explains through the DVD, is that there's a structure to this trick, whereas the trick that cannot be explained gives you a whole bunch of tools to find their card, but is basically saying do whatever you have to find the card, which can scare a lot of people. In this trick, there's so many ways to get where you have to go, and they're very, very easily done, and surprisingly so. When I first watched how this was done, I was like, oh, that seems shaky, and I might not be able to perform that, and so I gave it a shot, and yeah, he says it on the DVD, this is a lot easier than you might expect, and it really, really is. So he teaches a way of doing it with a borrowed deck. So you have the spectator shuffle the deck of cards, a borrowed deck of cards. You spread out the cards, right? They can shuffle it up, cut it if they want once again, and then they deal down cards. Your prediction is put down and you're missing one card for that sort of sequence, for that royal flush, and the card the spectator deals down is that missing card. So what makes this trick really, really fun to perform is that with the guideline that Luke gives you, it gives you a really nice outline to sort of structure a routine, but it does give you a lot of freedom to go ahead and jazz your own sort of either ending or story into it, which I think is fantastic. But I really think every magic trick in the world should have that open-ended interpretation, or that space within the trick that allows you to customize it as you go, not beforehand, because things that are too scripted, in my opinion, come off as scripted and fake, whereas this can play really organic, and you can use the people around you who you're performing for. You can really use everything around you to your advantage, and to help you take the trick to another level. As you deal the cards, it's my Luke Jermay impression. The cards, and let's just list a few names that have backed this trick, or that have found this effect astonishing. Michael Weber, R. Paul Wilson, Roberto Giobbi, David Blaine, everybody, every single person you could possibly think of endorsed this. If you do card magic and don't buy this, I can't help you. I can't help you. You're gonna need to get some help professionally, because I can't help you. I can't do it, and I won't do it. I won't help you at all. So get out there. The game, must have. I didn't know if I was going to teach you guys something this week, but I think I will. I'm going to teach you guys something this week that I like doing with one card. It's just a quick visual routine, but it's fun, and if you practice it enough, it really is fooling to people. Whatever, check it out. This is the routine. I don't know what I call it, but it's just a mashup of things that already exist, so I don't call it anything at all. You take one card, and this is basically what it looks like. I'll run through it and then I'll get to teaching it. So, just like that. Got nothing here. Just like that. One card. Whoop. How does that work? Magic. You take one card, and you want to start off by doing a Tenkai Vanish. Okay, and if you don't know what a Tenkai Vanish is, it's like this. So check it out. Once you do that, well, basically you want to pretend you've grabbed it here, so you pretend to grab it. It's in Tenkai now, and you can do that sort of thing. As you come over this way, you want to drop it into a cup, into a gambler's cup, to show this hand empty. So, I mean, it's fooling if you can do it from a distance, just like this, because really quickly done. So once you vanish it here, you drop it into a cup, so you can show this hand. So basically I'm over here. This is what happens once I'm here. It's dropped into a cup, and then I do this because I'm getting ready for a sort of palm to palm transfer, right? So bam, and I'm here. Now I'm going to, once I'm in cup, this hand's going to come around, and I'm going to palm it. See? Palm it, and I'm going to show this hand empty as well. All right, so let's get back into that. Tenkai, gone, into a gambler's cup. Sort of washing my hands in a palm-to-palm transfer. Once you've done that, here's a nice little subtlety. Okay, I have it palmed here, but notice my hands are symmetric. Now this is something coin magicians do, which I think is fantastic. A lot of, and Kainoa Harbottle told me about this, which I thought was super genius. A lot of magicians, card magicians, they'll have the dealing hand and they'll have the sort of the mechanic's grip hand, and because of this sort of affliction, we'll never learn how to deal with this hand because, you know, we're card magicians. But a lot of them, when they do coin magic, is the same thing. They'll muscle pass only with one hand and not the other. But why? You're not holding a deck of coins. You should be able to do it with both hands. There's like a symmetry. So I sort of applied that to the one card trick, where as I'm here, I want my hands to look completely symmetrical so that they don't know what hand it's in, especially for the magicians, but also for the lay people. They don't know what hand it's in. If I only had one hand here and did a production, as cool as that looks, you're still aware that it came from inside this hand. You don't know how, but you still know that somehow I produced it from this hand. So what this does when I'm here, you don't know where it is, and the fact that the card appears between the two hands makes it rather fooling, because it's almost like it sort of projects, it appears between the two hands rather than coming from one single hand. So it's a nice little subtlety where the card sort of appears, and as you blow, you can sort of make it vamp or make it sort of appear between these two hands. How that production is done, so you're in a palm, okay? All you want to do is apply some pressure with this part of your thumb to make it bubble, right? So once it's bubbled, your thumb is going to come back here, okay? And sort of, it's hard to do slowly, but sort of pop out like that. So your thumb's going to come back and you're just going to pull it forward, right? So as you're here, you want to keep your hands sort of equal, even though this looks really weird, like I'm shooting guns or something. I don't know what I'm doing, but once your hands are here, you know, you can make it look like it really appeared out of nowhere, which is cool, as opposed to here, gone, palm to palm, sort of showing both, and appearing out of nowhere. Their sign selection. Alright guys, that's it for me this week. Thank you so much for checking in. Hope to see you guys next week. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, the whole 9 yards. And I'll catch you guys next Sunday, alright? Peace out.